Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast, we have breaking news on Diddy. Diddy might have new charges against him from crimes he committed while in jail. Malcom X's daughter might be as gangster as he was. She's suing the FBI, the CIA, and the NYPD for $100 million. How are people getting divorced and fighting over Taylor Swift tickets? Drizzy Drake cut the braids off? What? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Monday morning, not my favorite day of the week. I'm sure it's not yours either, but I have a good show set up for you guys. All right, we have two breaking stories about Diddy. Diddy might get charged for crimes he committed while in jail. We got two lead stories. We're going to talk about Malcom X's daughter suing the FBI, CIA, and the NYPD. And Funkmaster Flex says that Shayne is lying. We got a bunch of stories in quick news. We're going to talk Lil Wayne, Elon Musk, Suge Knight, Stevie J, Nancy Pelosi, Cenat, and Drake. As we always do, we're going to close out the show with question of the day and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn on your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, this is just in. It is breaking news. Prosecutors say Sean Diddy Combs is breaking jail rules to corruptly influence testimony and potential jurors. I can't believe that this guy is behind bars and actually committing crimes while he's behind bars. Federal prosecutors late Friday said Sean Diddy Combs has tried to evade law enforcement monitoring to corruptly influence witness testimony, including using phone accounts belonging to at least 8 other inmates. In their opposition to Combs' renewed bail motion, prosecutors say they have reviewed dozens of jail calls from Sean Diddy Combs, including some in which he instructed people that he's calling to add other individuals to a 3-way call. Combs has also directed others to pay inmates to use their personal access code for jail phone calls. The defendant, Sean Diddy Combs, knows that this is against regulations. At the outset of each telephone call, the inmate is prompted to enter their PAC number, after which an automated recording announces and says, sharing of PAC numbers is against policy and is subject to disciplinary action. Prosecutors went on to argue against Combs' release, providing more details about the people he is contacting, specifically 2 witnesses. All right, listen to this. Combs' renewed bail motion defends his contact with a woman identified in court documents as witness number 2. And they say it's in no way obstructive. But prosecutors who said that Combs and the witness were former bandmates stopped talking to each other March 2024, and Combs reinitiated contact in September 2024 after her name appeared in the lawsuit. So basically, what all that is saying is that Diddy is breaking the law, all right, in some other words. All right, so before I give you context, just want to read this other headline that I found. Diddy is now running the jail where he's being housed at and is using inmates' time to try to contact other witnesses and plant stories in the media and paying off other inmates to help him and actually filling their commissary. So, like I said, that's 2 just headlines that I found. The first one was from Megan, who's our correspondent with Young Thug, Tory Lanez, and Diddy. So thanks, Megan, for that. We did tell you guys a couple of weeks ago about Dawn from Dirty Money. And that's who witness 2 is, okay? So it's Dawn, and the other girl's name is Kalia. So there's Dawn and Kalia, and that's who the prosecution is resting their whole bail hearing on, is the fact that he is trying to persuade witnesses that are in this case. Kalia has come out and said, this is my boy, this is my friend, he's not badgering me, nothing. The prosecution is saying, listen, you guys haven't spoke for 6 months. We came out and said that you're one of Don Richards' witnesses, and all of a sudden you guys are back in contact. And then a couple of days later, you come out on Instagram and it's like, yo, Diddy is my friend, he wasn't harassing me. This is what this whole bail hearing is going to be based on. I keep telling you guys that. It's not about the money, not about the $50 million, not about him being a flight risk. He's too popular to hide out somewhere in the world. It's all about him being a danger to society and trying to witness tamper. And I think that it is absolutely stupid for Diddy to be getting on the phone illegally using other inmates' time where that is against the law. And some of you out there might be like, okay, that's not a big crime. It is a big crime when you're in jail for other crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need, especially when you're trying to get out on bail, you need to be showing the judge who's overseeing your bail hearing that you're a model witness. And if the prosecution is out here saying, listen, this guy is going to try to tamper with witnesses and trying to do all of these things, and the defendant is that your lawyers are going to try to defend you and say, oh no, let him out at his house and he's going to be a model citizen. You can't even control him in jail. You know what I mean? Like, this is just stupid. I would expect more from Diddy. You have resources, bro. Sit down with your lawyer one-on-one, because those things are private. You tell your lawyers what he or she needs to do, and then you sit down quiet in jail. Diddy clearly has never been to jail before or has boys or in jail. You don't do anything on the phones. Nothing at all. It's all monitored. It's all being recorded. I'm just disappointed, man. Like, I just can't believe that somebody who was a self-made billionaire would do something so stupid. There was rumors that I heard of him, getting out on bail. I've told you guys last week that there's rumors that he reached out to Trump. Regardless, we don't know exactly what Trump is going to do. There's reports out there that Trump is releasing the Diddy and Epstein list. There's so many back and forth stories. But now that this came out on Friday, I really don't think even Trump can help him, to be honest with you. This is just horrible. Diddy is going to stay locked up till May the 5th until his trial starts, man. This is stupid. And if he gets more charges laid on him, then it's over. It's over for Diddy. He's not coming out, dude. It's done. It's a wrap. All right, here's part 2 to our breaking story. Investigators allegedly find note in Diddy's cell indicating that he paid a woman to issue a public statement on his behalf September the 13th, the same day Kalea Harper posted his support on Instagram. So this is what I was telling you guys earlier about Kalea, okay? Let me give you a little bit more details. Federal prosecutors dropped a bombshell late Friday accusing Sean Diddy Combs of pulling jailhouse moves to sway witness testimony in his ongoing legal drama. Locked up on serious charges, Sean Diddy Combs has been working overtime to sidestep the rules and get his version of the events into the public, using tactics as shady as paying for jail access, which we already talked about. But here is the real tea. Investigators found a note in his cell during a sweep that hints that Diddy might have paid off a key witness, known as Witness 2, in her Instagram statement defending him. According to court documents, the note strongly suggests that he's been making moves from behind bars to orchestrate a PR spin. Prosecutors claim that Diddy reconnected with Witness 2, who was once part of his inner circle, only after her name popped up on lawsuits against him earlier that year. Her sudden Instagram post shared September the 13th came suspiciously after their renewed contact, and investigators are not buying the coincidence. Prosecutors argued that the note paired with Diddy's jailhouse calls shows a clear pattern of trying to interfere with the legal process. Diddy's team, meanwhile, says the government cases is thin and that his actions don't amount to obstruction. So there you have it again. Just wanted to read in detail about Witness 2. Like I said, it all comes down to Witness 2, and I am so frustrated with Diddy. How could you be so stupid? All right, Diddy got me very frustrated. Let's go back to lead stories. Daughter of Malcom X suing CIA, FBI, and NYPD and others for $100 million over the unaliving of her father in 1965. According to CNN, the suit filed in Manhattan federal court, the daughters, along with Malcom X's estate, claims that the agencies were aware of and were involved in the unaliving plot and failure to stop the incident from happening. If you recall, 3 men were initially convicted of the crime against Malcom X, and 2 were exonerated in 2021. The same year, a letter written to former NYPD officer Raymond Wood alleges that the NYPD and the FBI covered up details of the unaliving plot against Malcom X. During the press conference, attorney Benjamin Crump stood with the family members and described the lawsuit. Crump said that he hopes the federal and city officials would read it and learn about the distraught deed that they have committed on this historical wrongdoing. I have a little clip. Take a listen.
We here today officially announce the filing of our $100 million lawsuit against the United States government, the FBI, the CIA, and the NYPD, who we believe all conspired to assassinate Malcom X.
Benjamin Crump went on to say, the damage caused to the family is unimaginable, immense, and irreparable. I love this. I love that this is happening. I mean, we have heard for years and years about Malcom X and the incident that happened and the corruption that has gone on with these agencies when it comes to the Malcom X incident that happened, right? So I love that Benjamin Crump is going after this. I love that the family is backing this, and I don't think they should ever give up. How could something like that happen to somebody so big, so famous, so impactful, so important, and it literally just goes unsolved for 30 or 40 years? That is impossible. They know what's going on, and I love that they are doing this. We'll see if they decide to settle or they'll actually go to court. My feeling is they're not going to want to go to court because they're not going to want to have all of their secrets revealed. And that's really what civil lawsuits are really all about, right? You don't want everybody to know what's going on. Pay me for the damages or we'll expose you. So we'll see now, especially with Donald Trump in power or will be in power January the 20th. And he too likes to go after these corporations, these government agencies, not corporations, government agencies like the FBI, the CIA. So we'll see what will happen with President Trump, former President Trump, President-elect, whatever you want to call him, when he gets into office, and what he will do and instruct these agencies to do when the court actually sees and hears this case. All right, our third lead story, DJ Funk Flex to Shayne. He says, get a bag of money for your bag of lies, double downs on his claim that the rapper lied about being Diddy's scapegoat. All right, we talked to you guys about this. I think it was either Thursday or Friday that Shayne was coming after Diddy, saying that incident that happened with him and Jennifer Lopez in 1999 in the club, in the incident that happened that Shayne went to jail for 10 years. A lot of people have come out and said that Shayne is not telling the truth, and DJ Funk Flex has been the most vocal about it. The feud between DJ Funk Flex and Shayne continues to escalate, with the radio host addressing the former Bad Boy artist during his Saturday broadcast. Flex shared a video of Shayne's recent TMZ interview in which the rapper accused the DJ of speaking negatively about icons like Jay-Z and Tupac. Shayne cited these names to downplay Flex's recent mention of him. In response, Flex teased his 7 p.m. Hot 97 show, promising to address the remarks that he delivered. And he said, Shayne, I see you being careful with your words too. You tiptoeing around. Don't let me put you on blast in front of everybody. Later in the program, Flex stood on his claim that Shayne fabricated elements of his documentary, The Honorable Shayne. He said you should get a bag of money for your lies. Last month, Flex accused Shayne of lying in his Hulu film, particularly regarding the 1999 nightclub incident that Shayne actually went to jail for 9 years for. So just wanted to follow up on a Friday story of Shayne. I told you Shayne has made, news, media, everybody covered it on Friday about Shayne coming out and talking about Diddy, so much so that Diddy's lawyers actually made a statement about it. I didn't get a chance to tell you guys about that, but yeah, it was big news. And Flex is the only one that's coming out here riding for Diddy, saying that's not true. He's not the scapegoat, etc., etc. To be fair, the girl who actually was involved in the incident in the club, who was actually bringing a civil suit, she says that she saw Diddy with the, that I can't say on the air, but yes, with the weapon that I'm allowed to say on YouTube. So she says that she saw Diddy with the weapon, And that is what Shayne uses as his defense. But like I said on Friday, I think that Shayne took the rap on purpose and Diddy paid him off. That you do that. People do that all the time. Like, hey, I'm the head of the snake. I'm the one making all the money. You do the time for me. I will take care of your family. Do the bid. Because if I go away, nobody makes money. We all know that happens. I think what happened is that Diddy didn't pay off his family and his mother properly. And that's what Shayne is getting mad for. So you cannot take the blame and say, yeah, I'm going to do the time. And then be like, oh, I was his scapegoat. You can't, you got to arrange your stuff better before you go inside, Shayne. But anyways, that's it. Just wanted to follow up with Shayne.
I'm going to tell you, Shayne, you're punk.
All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Lil Wayne reportedly experiencing memory loss and can't remember his songs. Let's pray for him. Lil Wayne attributes his memory loss to epilepsy, a condition that can affect your memory. He has had seizures in the past, including hospital stays in 2013 and 2017. He says he didn't take his medication for epilepsy, which may have contributed to the seizures. I think I actually remember this. I don't remember 2013, but I think I remember a bit in 2017, Wayne, them saying that Wayne has seizures, but I thought it was actually to drug use. Anyways, I'm not even going to say the drug use, the drugs that he takes, but illegal drugs, obviously. But I don't remember this epilepsy thing. I don't know. Let me know if you guys remember that Lil Wayne is epileptic. I never even knew that. But anyways, hopefully Wayne gets better and he starts taking his medication. All right, our second quick story. My father is innocent. His enemies want to bring him down. I've grew up with my father my entire life, and I've never seen anything unusual around him. He has never shouted at me nor done anything violent. Please do not take him away from me. All right, so that is a recent post, apparently from Chance Combs, Diddy's daughter, one of Diddy's daughters. She mentioned that she spent, okay, the write-up is just saying exactly what I just read. This is the problem that Diddy is having, and I wish that he would stop do this. Like I said earlier, according to these jailhouse calls, he's saying that he's out here trying to spin the media to influence jurors. You're not allowed to do that. It is illegal. So every time you see Diddy's family posting, my father's amazing, he was an angel or whatever, blah, blah, it's not fooling. First of all, it's not fooling anybody. We all know why you guys are doing it because he never did it before. And he could be potentially charged for doing that because it's illegal. So it's not working and it's just a bad look. I've been saying for months, even before this happened, that everybody in Diddy's family should just get off online forever. Literally, well, until he's out, but never make a post, nothing. It's all going to be used against you. Our third quick story, Elon Musk and Vivek vow to shut down the IRS. All right, everybody is still talking about Elon Musk and Vivek and their government appointments. Let's hear from Vivek. Take a listen.
Your plan to reduce the size of government, especially with the number of government employees? How do you tackle that?
Take the government agencies that should not exist, from the FBI to the IRS to the ATF to the CDC to the Department of Education. Get in there and shut them down.
All right, we don't know if this is actually going to ever be able to happen, but they say this will reduce inflation caused by excess government spending. And they also would like us to note that since Donald Trump has been President-elect Donald Trump, Bitcoin has gone from 67,000 to 90,000, the S&P 500 breaking the 6,000 limit, and there has been peace negotiations. So yes, a lot of things have moved since President-elect won. It seems like it's been years ago. I can't believe it's only been like a week or 2 weeks. But yes, there's a lot of things that has been going on and a lot of changes. Some positive, some not positive. But let me know what you guys think about this below, or send me emails. Do you think they're really going to shut down these agencies and really gut them out? And if they do, what does that mean for the government? Our fourth quick story. Suge Knight accuses Diddy of abusing Justin Bieber and Usher. All right, we have all heard rumors about this. I have talked about this a couple of times on my podcast, but Suge Knight is the first person who is actually directly coming out and saying that these things happen. I don't know how well you could believe Suge Knight, but this of course is still making its rounds because, like I said, nobody has actually come out and ever said it. Suge Knight is accusing Diddy of abusing both Justin Bieber and Usher. In an interview with Michael from Behind Bars, the Death Row Records co-founder claims that the bad boy artist groomed both Justin Bieber and Usher. He says, everybody knows what Puff did. There is not one person that didn't know that Puff was having sexual intercourse with Usher. He actually said those exact words, by the way. He used the F word, but he said that. Suge also detailed that Diddy had inappropriate relations with Justin Bieber. He said, it's the saddest thing in the world what they did to Justin Bieber. I really feel bad. He went on to say, etc., some other things, obviously, that I can't read or even play for you guys. The article goes on and says that Knight claims that Diddy and his associates would arrange for Bieber to go on vacations with him and other men. So, like I said, Suge does say some wild things sometimes, but this has been alleged from a bunch of other people secretly. Suge Knight is coming out and saying it directly. So take it how you want it. Our fifth quick story, Stevie J reveals Diddy's reaction to the Cassie tape. Stevie J appeared in Tubi's bombshell documentary TMZ Presents The Downfall of Diddy and reveals Diddy's reaction to the video. He was hurt by the video. He was hurt that the video came out. It crushed him because he was like, yo, my daughters and my moms got to see this. And then Stevie J claims that he says, and your friends got to see it too. Stevie J went on to say the footage coming out really hurt Diddy. And when asked if Diddy was more hurt by the video being released than his actions, Stevie J said that both hurt him. So at least we have a little bit of truth that is coming out. Because Diddy didn't seem so remorseful to Cassie, which was my problem. And he says that, yes, he just was hurt of that it came out because it made him look bad. His daughters have to see that. His mother has to see that. And of course, everybody else got to draw this conclusion. So at least we get a little bit of truth. The sad thing about that truth is nobody really cares about your feelings, Diddy. We want you to say, hey, I don't care about that tape coming out. I don't care about anything. I care what I did with Cassie, and I care that I had to put her through that, and I have apologized to her, and I'm remorseful to her. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear you healing and trying to be a better person and coming out and saying, hey, that I will never do that again, and whatever came from that, I'm a better person, or I went through classes. That's what we want to hear, not we all know that you don't want the public to see it or your mom to see it. You know what I mean? Like, Diddy's disappointed me today. Our sixth quick story, Toronto couple fight over Taylor Swift tickets in divorce settlement. A Toronto couple, now separated, faces a unique dilemma over Taylor Swift concert tickets purchased while they were together. Legal counsel helped them decide whether to attend together, sell the tickets, or trade them for market value. The couple's decision remains confidential. All right, I told you guys last Friday about all of the hysteria that's been going on in Toronto for Taylor Swift tickets. They're blocking off the roads, the highways. Homeless people are being put into hotels. Like, it's literally mayhem. But this is probably the best yet. A divorce settlement, you guys were talking about Taylor Swift tickets, is crazy work. Go to the Taylor Swift concert together and just like, why are we even talking about this? Yes, you're divorced, but you were married. I'm sure you can handle being in each other's presence for 4 hours. Crazy. Our seventh quick story. Yikes. Celebrities are leaving X due to concerns about the platform's new terms of service, inclusivity, and free speech. All right, again, another follow-up. We talked about this last week. Now, more celebs are doing this. Gabrielle Union is the latest celebrity to announce her departure from X after the platform made updates to its terms of service effective November the 15th. Don Lemon, Jamie Lee Curtis also announced their plans to leave the platform, and both of their profiles have officially been deactivated. In a lengthy statement, Don and Gabrielle Union explained that they no longer feel X is a place for inclusivity and free speech, as the platform's new terms of service states that all lawsuits filed against X will be resolved in a federal court district in Northern Texas. The Washington Post reports the decision ensures that such lawsuits will be heard in a courthouse that is the hub for conservatives, and experts say could make it easier for X to shield itself from legislation and punishment against critics. So that is one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of people are leaving also too, just because Elon Musk is with Trump and then, all the hype that's going on around that. But yeah, a lot of people are leaving. And I do have in the next quick story of where they are leaving, where they are going to after they're leaving X. Let's go. Our 8th quick story. Disgruntled X users flock to Blue Sky as the platform gains traction. All right, as Elon Musk's takeover of X, formerly known as Twitter, continues to disgust the users, a growing number of people are exploring Blue Sky as a rising social media platform. Positioned as a friendlier, more approachable alternative, Blue Sky is gaining momentum, drawing users who are dissatisfied with Musk's leadership and the evolving atmosphere on X. Blue Sky was created under the leadership of former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey and initially operated as an invite-only platform. The exclusivity allowed Blue Sky to refine its features, including moderational tools, before officially opening to the public in February. The layout will feel familiar to former X users. It will feature a discovery feed, and you can have your timeline in a chronological order. So this is really picking up a lot of traction. I found another article that said everybody is rushing to Blue Sky's social media app as it hits #1 in the App Store. So it is true. I did hear about this a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't think it was really anything popping. But now finding out that it actually hit #1 in the App Store got my attention, and I started a Trend Out Loud on Blue Sky. So for those of you who are on Blue Sky or thinking about it, it actually is pretty cool. It does, for me, feel almost exactly like Twitter. I don't even know how they could get away with that, but who knows? It's obviously working because it's #1 on the app in the App Store. But for those of you who don't like Twitter and this is a cool alternative, check me out and make sure you follow Trend Out Loud on Blue Sky. Our 9th quick story, State of New York buys Dame Dash's Roc-a-fella stake to settle tax debt. This was shocking. Dame Dash's 1/3 in Roc-a-fella Records was sold at auction to the state of New York to address his tax debts. The state secured the winning bid of $1 million through a creditor's bid, allowing them to sell the assets without upfront payment. The auction was initially ordered to settle a $823,000 court judgment against Dame Dash, but delays occurred due to additional claims of $1.7 million in back taxes and $223,000 owed in child support. The sale aims to recoup Dame's total debts. So we talked about this a couple of times over the past couple of months. Dame Dash was trying to to try to promote the auction on social media, telling people he's going to give them a Roc-a-fella chain because anything that went over the excess of that was owed to people, Dame would get in his pocket. It seems like New York State just went in, bought it for $1 million. Dame no longer owns any stake in Reasonable Doubt album, which actually ties into being 1/3 of Roc-a-fella because that's the only thing that Roc-a-fella still owns. So all that hoopla and all of that people were talking about who's going to bid, it turns out that the state of New York, who he owes money to, just came in and was like, yo, let me take that. That's crazy. Anyways, the state of New York, ironically, now owns one of the greatest rappers to ever come out of New York's album. Roc-a-fella is now 1/3 owned by the state of New York. Our 10th quick story, Nancy Pelosi files paperwork for potential 2026 congressional run. Yo, Nancy, it's time to retire, yo. Nancy Pelosi has filed paperwork to run for another term in Congress for the 2026 midterm election, although it's unclear if she will actually campaign. The filing and statement of candidacy is a legal requirement triggered by a campaign after it raises or spends more than $5,000. Despite speculation, a spokesman emphasized it was a routine step. At 84 years old, Pelosi, who played a key role in shaping the Democratic strategy for the Trump era and the President Joe Biden 2020 race, remains a powerful figure. She won the most recent re-election with 81% of the vote and is expected to serve a 20th term starting next year. Yo, Nancy just loves her politics, man. She doesn't want to stay out. Listen, all praise to whoever serves in the Senate and in the House and all of that, regardless, both sides of whoever you're on. But I do believe there's a time to step down and let some other younger, forward-thinking minds come in. I respect you for your service, but there comes a time where you got to let other people come in and do their thing, yo. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comment section below or send me an email. 11th quick story. Feds say Diddy's 50th birthday celebration was a ruse to influence jurors. I told y'all he should stop doing this. And I just wanted to point this out here that the feds actually used this in court in Diddy's bail hearing or their argument against his bail hearing as a reason of why you shouldn't trust this guy. Diddy is getting creative behind bar to sway potential jurors in his favor, and he even used his recent birthday celebration to obstruct justice in his federal case, the prosecutors say. I've said enough about Diddy, man. Just, bro, stop it! Our 12th quick story. Cenat becomes the first Twitch streamer to cross 400,000 subscribers. Shout out to all my content creators, my podcasters, YouTubers, streamers. We told you guys this when he broke the record. I think it was at like 360. Kai is doing his marathon. He broke the record, the most subscribers for any Twitch streamer, and now he breaks the record for having over 400,000. I called this, and he might actually be the first to hit 500,000. I'm sure that's why he's doing the marathon, and they did it for the 30 days. This is a huge campaign for Kai, and I think he actually might break 500. But even not, shout out to you for hitting 400,000. Our 13th quick story. The Pentagon has failed its 7th annual audit in a row. 7 years in a row? This is crazy, man. The Pentagon has indeed failed its 7 consecutive annual budget, as reported on November 15, 2024. This ongoing issue highlights significant challenges within the Department of Defense financial management system, where they are unable to fully account for their vast budget, which exceeded, listen to this, $824 billion. Not 824 mil. $billion. This is crazy. And this is like the story that I said a little bit earlier. This is why Trump, Vivek, and Musk want to come in and literally just let go of a lot of these government agencies. You heard earlier where Vivek says that he wants to let go of at least 75% of the people that are in these agencies. And these are the reasons why, is that they're always going over budget. I find it, I have a hard time believing that they're actually going to spend less on their military. That is what the U.S. is known for, but we'll see what happens. Our 14th quick story. Drake shows off his new hairstyle and reveals his nearly $1 million comeback after losing $355,000. All right, let's not talk about the $1 million comeback because we'll talk about that in sports news. But Drizzy Drake has cut off his braids. I knew this was going to happen. I wish I could find out which podcast that I said that he was going to do this. After this Kendrick Lamar thing that's happened, I don't want to say he lost, okay? I'm Canadian. But after the Kendrick Lamar beef, I was like, yo, Drake's going to just totally reinvent himself. He's going to change up. He's going to make changes. He's going to cut his hair off. He might like get a girl, settle down. Like we're going to see a new Drake coming out. And I think this is a huge step. You're changing your appearance. Girls do this all the time when they come out from a breakup. That's no diss to Drake, but girls, every time they go through like a major breakup, you cut off your hair. There's something about trying to do something new and you needing a fresh start, cutting off your braids. Yo, Drizzy Drake cut his braids off. I mean, this is what, 2-3 years he was growing it. By the way, for people who say that I tried to copy Drake's hairstyle, just want to let you know, I had a beard before Drake and I had my braids before Drake, all right? And if I do cut off my hair, it won't be because of Drake, because I think about it every day. Like, it's enough. I want to cut it off. But now I can't because people are going to say I'm copying Drake. I hate that I'm stuck in this predicament now. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What's something you bought because of social media that wasn't worth the hype? All right, Authentic Pressure says her air fryer. What? Yo, I love my air fryer. Oh my gosh, I totally disagree. Somebody says, I came here to see what to avoid shopping for. Lioness Chronicle says, Patti LaBelle pies. Oh, I want to try those pies so badly. He says, they're all right, but I didn't sing like her after eating them, so I was upset. Wow, you were really funny. All right, Take It Easy Breezy says, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. That's actually hilarious. Another person says, the spin mop, clean water versus dirty. I need my $50 back. What? I have a spin mop. Works perfectly. Somebody else said, Korean skincare. I didn't even know about that. The Stanley Cup. What? Somebody says, not one darn good thing. All right. The Paul and Tyson fight. All right. We're going to talk about that in sports news. That's hilarious. Somebody said, okay, I can't say that. Somebody said a BBL. That's hilarious. Turmeric scrub. I keep hearing about turmeric and how it's so good for you. I don't know. Somebody else says, don't ever believe the hype that you see online. Do your own research. Somebody said, okay, no, can't say that. Somebody said certain makeup brands. Balenciaga. Why would you buy Balenciaga because you saw it online? And how does it not live up to the hype? I need some context. Somebody says that damn chicken sandwich. I wonder if they're talking about Popeyes. There was a lot of hype on that Popeyes chicken sandwich. And every time I go to the US, trust me, the first place I go to is a Popeyes. Well, I go to Popeyes, Shake Shack. When I'm in the West Coast, In-N-Out. They have the best burgers and fast food restaurants in the US, period. Somebody said the Apple Watch, Netflix for the Tyson fight. All right, we're going to get to sports news right now, guys. All right. Not anything revealing. Let me know. Oh, somebody said Tesla. Somebody said that damn Tesla. Those vehicles are not all that. Woo! Elon Musk shade. All right. I didn't really love those answers. Let me know in the comment section below or send me emails. What is something that's online that had a whole bunch of hype that is not worth it? Help us help ourselves. All right. Let me know in the comment section below. Send me emails, trendoutloud@cfqr600.com. All right, this brings us to sports news. All right, this was a fighting UFC boxing weekend. Let's talk about it. The first one we're going to talk about is Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Amazing fight over the weekend on Netflix with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But the co-headlining fight, this women fight, was a fight for the ages, man. They're saying it's arguably the best women fight in history. Of course, there was a lot of dispute online on who really won. I'll read you quotes from each girl. Amanda said, I landed 107 more punches than she did. She got a point taken away, and I still lost 95-94. I'll read you guys the exact stats. Taylor threw 217 punches. Amanda threw 324. And the percentage was 44-41 landed versus thrown. Okay. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Katie Taylor's comments were, she said, I fought her twice, I've beaten her twice, and I really couldn't care less what is being said. And she also says that she's open to another rematch. There was the one fight 2 years ago. This fight was supposed to be the rematch. And now that Katie Taylor has won again, she's saying, yo, I'll put up my belt again. I'll fight her, no problem. This would be huge for it to go a third time. And for those of you who are not big boxing fans, this always happens to the championship. They always get kind of like the benefit of the doubt, and you have to beat the champion it has to be such a decisive win. That's the word I'm looking for. It has to be definitive. It has to be decisive. It can't be any guess in your mind. However, according to people online and to me, don't care about my opinion, but it was decisive. Like, she beat the brakes off of her. Like, to me, there wasn't any round that she didn't lose, or maybe a couple. But anyways, to me, Serrano should definitely have won. I would love to see them fight again. And this time, now that Taylor has been called out so much for her cheap headbutting, we will definitely put more emphasis on this. And hopefully the referee will look and stop calling these incidental headbutts, because that's how she fights. But anyways, I digress. Let's go now to talk about the bigger fight that everybody is talking about, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. We got hoodwinked. we got fooled into thinking this was actually going to be a fight and that Mike Tyson could actually beat Jake Paul. We got fooled. It is what it is. Even me, I thought it was going to be not the best fight in the world, but I thought Tyson would do a lot better. It was very disappointing. Tyson stood in the ring, and listen, I've boxed. I understand what it takes to go 8 rounds, even if they're only 2 minutes. But still, I would have expected more from Mike, even at 58 years old. I was disappointed. I thought he could have been able to have done more. So I just thought it was a disappointment for all the hype. 60 million people tuned in. They say this is the most watched boxing match ever in history. You have to take that with a grain of salt. Most boxing matches, if not all boxing matches, are pay-per-view. So, of course, you're not going to get 60 million people to buy pay-per-view. Whereas on Netflix, all you have to do is have a Netflix membership to have watched this fight. So 60 million is the most watched, but they're using a cheat code. And if you ask me, for how large Netflix is, and they said it was in like 109 different countries, I thought they would get more than 60 million people to watch it. The stream did cut for some people. I heard that people are really dragging Netflix. My stream worked totally fine. I had a little party at my house. My stream worked perfectly. Shout out to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson for the event, I guess, to bring it all together. I mean, they made their money. Paul said Paul made 40 million. Tyson made 20 million. Fine, but I feel we just got tricked, and it's not going to sit well. We'll see what happens with Jake Paul's next fight. But I have here, oh yes, I made a note to remind myself. The next fight that might be coming up is Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Jake Paul reacts to Gervonta Davis saying that he'd beat the brakes off of him. Gervonta Davis put out this, and he said, "To the bozo that shared the ring with Mike Tyson, you're a whole bozo for this, and you didn't get the job done. Ish head." So that's one fight that could be coming up. And there's another thing that could be coming up of Jake Paul and Conor McGregor. Jake Paul tweeted out this. He said, "Dear Conor, I know you told my team you would fight me at 170. That's never going to happen. But let's run it in MMA. No weight class, just like it used to be done. But you won't do that." So who knows what the next thing might be with Jake Paul. But like I was saying, he might have a hard time promoting his next fight. The fact that this didn't live up to any of the hype. Mike Tyson also tweeted out this. He said, "This is one of those situations where you lost, but you still win. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time." He said, "I almost passed away in June. I had 8 blood transfusion. I lost half my blood and 26 pounds in the hospital and had to fight for my life. So I actually won. To see my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboys stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you." So, fine, I get it, but still pretty disappointing. All right, lastly, let's end off sports news. We're talking about Jon Jones. Jon Jones handed his UFC championship belt to Donald Trump. I have a little picture for those who are watching on YouTube. You could see Jon Jones. Sorry for forgetting your name. He's actually my favorite UFC fighter. Anyways, Jon Jones won. Of course, everyone's going to call him the GOAT. I think he is the GOAT. He's my GOAT in UFC. I'm not a big, huge UFC. I don't watch every fight, but I do definitely always try to catch Jon. But I actually missed his this Saturday. Anyways, long story. Anyways, shout out to Jon Jones and shout out to the entire fight weekend. It was a good Friday and Saturday night. All right, that is it for this Monday show. A lot of news to give you guys. It's always like that over the weekend, though. You have 2 days of things to jam pack in one show. So thanks for kicking it with me. Before you leave, I got to remind you of all the ways to stay up with the podcast. For those of you who are used to watching this on YouTube or podcast platforms, please try to check me out Monday through Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR 600 or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Toronto Out Loud podcast, but we mix in 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a great hour. It's a great way for you to get your entertainment and viral news while listening to your favorite hits from the 90s and 2000s. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to the show on CFQR 600 and you can't always catch the show between 11 and 12, I get it. You're busy. You got things to do. I'm going to give you three ways to keep up to date with the show on the CFQR 600 website. It's a new website, by the way. Shout out to Rick. On a new website, when you click Listen Live, you will see another tab that pops up that says Listen Again. You can just click that and all 377 Trent Out Loud episodes will pop up. So listen as you wish. Of course, there is YouTube and, of course, any podcast platform. Just go to your desired site, type in Trent Out Loud. The podcast will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show, and we upload daily. You can check me out on any social platform, including Blue Sky. The handle is always the same, Trent Out Loud. Don't forget to follow the media company on Instagram, Exo City Media. And lastly, for those of you who are listening on CFQR 600, do not touch that dial because my homeboy, Don Smooth, is coming up next with the lunch mix from 12 to 1. And Don is always dropping the hits. I will see y'all for Tuesday's show. Have a good one. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.